whenever I talk about housing, there is usually this issue about the government taking $11.4 billion from the NHT. And sometimes the conversation takes place without context. And sometimes I have to wonder if the people who are speaking about it remember the genesis of it. This is not our doing. And if you look at the history of taking funds from the NHT for other purposes, again, it would not have been of my doing. Now, generally, if you're going to take funds from the NHT, it must be for a defensible purpose. And I recall when former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson announced the national education, it was a major reform program for education. And it would have been funded by taking the seed resources from the NHT. I believe at the time it was something in the region of about $5 billion, sometime in 1994. This had started. And I remember when these resources were being voted on, it was a big debate in Parliament, huge debate in Parliament. At the time, I was the opposition spokesperson on education. And I supported the use of the NHT funds for education. In fact, I shouldn't say this, but I'll say it. When the vote came, I abstained because I thought it was important for education transformation to happen. I thought it was a critical national objective because without that, the country would be in a really bad state. And we were in a really bad state when you looked at our literacy rates, our passes at CXC, and the effectiveness of education. And so I thought it was defensible to use those resources for education. So again, when that was done, that huge transfer from the NHT, that wasn't the JLP government, that was done under the PNP, but it was a defensible position. My administration raised objections to it, but we did not pursue it further than the objections that we raised in the public, because we had to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture would be, what would be the impact of not having the resources? So whilst you can't stop people from being politically convenient, it's the nature of the democracy. You make the political point. But there has to be some honesty in politics, in the political debate. The government isn't taking the resources from the NHT for, reasons that are not of national importance and concern. And yes, we acknowledge that these funds